Hello, dear viewers. It is our pleasure to welcome you to this edition of the News in English on Rwanda Television with me, Sarah Shinhore. I hope you had a great week. Now, let us begin with the headlines. President Paul Kagame has received Kenya's Prime Cabinet Secretary and Special Envoy, who delivered a message from President William Ruto. Rwanda and Brazil have signed important agreements following the first high-level visit between the two countries taking place. Defense attaches accredited to Rwanda have been hosted for a security briefing at the Rwanda Defense Force headquarters here in Kigali. Now the details. Thank you again for taking the time to join us. As we just noted in the headlines, on Friday at Village Urugwiro, President Paul Kagame received Musalia Mudavadi, Kenya's Prime Cabinet Secretary and Special Envoy, who delivered a message from President William Ruto of Kenya to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Rwanda. Again, as we noted in the headlines, on Thursday, Dr. Vincent Biruta, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Rwanda, began his two-day official visit to the Federative Republic of Brazil, the first high-level visit of its kind between the two countries. The primary objective of this visit is to reinforce bilateral cooperation and boost trade between Rwanda and Brazil. Minister Biruta held productive meetings with senior officials from the Brazilian federal government, including Ambassador Maruo Vieira, that country's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Together they signed two important agreements, one concerning the transfer of sentenced persons and another memorandum of understanding aimed at waiving visa requirements for holders of diplomatic and official passports.
These discussions have laid the foundation for enhanced collaboration that will undoubtedly benefit both our nations. You have just witnessed the signing of an important agreement on the transfer of sentenced persons, as well as an MOU waiving visa requirements for holders of diplomatic and official passports. These agreements reflect our commitment to facilitating cooperation in areas of justice and legal affairs, as well as facilitate government-to-government interactions.
In discussions with his counterpart, Minister Biruta emphasized the great potential for cooperation in sectors of mutual interest, notably agriculture, trade, investment, and air services.
In a bid to bolster economic ties between our countries, we have also agreed that a business mission from Rwanda will visit Brazil in the near future. This visit will serve as a significant step forward towards deepening economic relations and fostering greater understanding between our nations.
Now, on international affairs, Minister Biruta congratulated Brazil for its role as the President of the United Nations Security Council for the month of October and exchanged views on pressing issues related to peace and security, particularly in the Great Lakes region. They recognized the need for concerted efforts to address security challenges and the need to work together to promote stability and prosperity in the region. They also discussed the crucial issue of climate change and its far-reaching implications. It should be noted that both nations share deep concerns about the impact of climate change on their respective regions and are committed to addressing this challenge through collaborative efforts. Rwanda and Brazil established diplomatic relations back in 1981. In recent years, both countries have shown mutual interest to explore ways to strengthen bilateral relations and enhance cooperation. Now, back to matters here in Rwanda. The Rwanda Revenue Authority has announced that 103.6% of the 2022-2023 fiscal year collection target was achieved, and also emphasized that tax exemption is no solution to the drastic rise of prices on the market. Prince Manzi with the details.
The Rwanda Revenue Authority announced that it concluded the 2022-2023 fiscal year with total tax collections amounting to 2,332.6 billion, while the target was to collect 2,250.8 billion Rwandan francs. This means a rise of 22.1% compared to the 2021-2022 fiscal year. This rise amounts to 422.4 billion Rwandan francs. In the first quarter of 2023, the Rwanda Revenue Authority collected 6,005.5 billion Rwandan francs, a rise of 18% compared to the first quarter of 2021-2022. The Commissioner General of the Rwanda Revenue Authority, Pascal Bizimana Ruganintwari, states that its aim of having a 52% contribution to the country's financial budget will be achieved.
Iyo ntego ikaba yaragezweho ku gipimo cya 98.6%.
When we analyze the failure to achieve the first quarter goal, it's because the most of the taxpayers be waiting for the final date, and this month it fell in the weekend and had to be placed at the first date of the following week. It is still a long journey, but the aim is to have taxes contributing 100% to the government's activities. It's a journey, but we believe to achieve it as the mindsets are changing.
Turizera ko tuzarugeraho bitewe nuko tubona n'imyumvire igenda ihinduka.
On the issue of the drastic rising of the coastal markets, the Commissioner General of the Rwanda Revenue Authority, Pascal Bizimana Ruganintwari, elaborates that the tax assumption will not be a solution to this issue that is globally. Nevertheless, the government's measurements are always in place to contribute to the betterment of citizens.
Ntabwo kumanura umusoro ari wo utuma n'ibiciro bigabanuka.
Reducing taxes is no solution to the rising costs. At the end of the day, the tax is paid by someone who gained profit. When there are such conditions, the consumption decreases, hence how the taxes. We have to consider that recently the government reduced some taxes, all for the betterment of citizens. The prices are on the rise, but it's a global issue. Measurements are there, but the government has limits as well.
Ntabwo twabakoze yagira 100% kuko bifite naho leta nayo ifite aho igeza mu bushobozi bwayo.
On Friday, there was a launch of the Taxpayers Appreciation Month with the theme Request for EBM Receipt to Build Rwanda. This month is coupled with various activities including awareness campaigns, tournaments, and appreciating taxpayers at the province and national levels. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Prince, for that report. Now, defense attaches accredited to Rwanda on Friday were hosted for a security briefing at the Rwanda Defense Force headquarters in Kimihurura. They were briefed on Rwanda's internal and external security situation, the RDF's bilateral and multilateral peace support engagements in various theaters, as well as Rwanda's perspective on regional dynamics. While welcoming the defense attaches on behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, the head of International Military Cooperation, Brigadier General Patrick Karerutwa, said that the security brief was an important way to pursue mutual understanding and defense cooperation between countries. He thanked the defense attaches for their high-level participation, which is testimony to the value attached to the defense partnerships with Rwanda. The briefings were followed by an extensive interactive session during which the defense attaches were able to ask questions, seek clarifications, and share their own perspectives. After the brief at the RDF headquarters, the defense attaches visited the RDF Engineer Command, where they were briefed on the Engineer Command structure, roles, and capabilities, and also toured the Engineer Command's facilities. The president of the Defense Attaches Association, Colonel Didier Kalma, expressed gratitude for the opportunity given to them to attend the briefings and emphasized that it was very helpful for them to better understand the RDF's engagements and perspectives. He also said that they were impressed by the visit to the Engineer Command and commended the cooperation between civil and RDF engineers.
For us, defense attaches here in Rwanda and accredited for Rwanda, it is the core of our business to get together with RDF and to try to better understand how RDF sees the general situation, explain us what you do in Mozambique of Central Africa. We always look forward to the professionalism of the way we are welcomed and the quality of the briefing and the discussions. But obviously today here we are very happy to see the Engineer Command, because we are primarily soldiers and we like to see what other soldiers do, so it's very interesting. And what is striking today with the engineers is to see that in Rwanda, it's both a world of civil cooperation, civilian engineer with military engineer together all the time. So congratulations for RDF to be able to get so much attraction. Together with RDF and the colleagues from International Military Cooperation, we are growing, and so every time more. So we're looking forward already to the next time.
The briefing was organized by the RDF International Military Cooperation Department and involved 31 participants, including defense attachés and associates representing 25 countries, namely Algeria, Angola, Belgium, Canada, China, Denmark, Egypt, France, Ghana, Germany, Japan, Kenya, Namibia, Nigeria, the Netherlands, Poland, the Republic of Korea, Russia, Sweden, Turkey, Uganda, the United Kingdom, the US, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. There were also representatives from the EU and the ICRC. The RDF regularly organizes defense attachés security briefings to provide the opportunity to resident and non-resident defense attachés to meet and exchange views on current security dynamics at the national, regional, and international levels, with a view to enhancing cooperation between the RDF and partner defense forces. Now, the founder of the ICAD Institute that built the African branch here in Rwanda states that one of the reasons they chose Rwanda is because it is a digital country. According to the Ministry of Health, having this center in Rwanda is a solution to the challenges that hinder the development of the health sector on the African continent as a whole. We have the details with Olive Nete.
In a joint press conference, IRCAD Africa, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, explained in details all about the center and how it will carry out its activities. According to Dr. Kayondo King, the president of IRCAD Africa, the first course on general surgery has been completed, and these surgeons being trained will have the opportunity to pursue advanced courses in surgery that are conducted in other countries around the world where the center operates. He also underlines that the institute is prepared to deliver knowledge about minimally invasive surgery.
We have also a fully fledged laboratory where we have 16 stations, well equipped. We have also one robot. IRCAD Africa is the second to have the robot in Africa, apart the South Africa. So I think now we can say that we have a really good center for training and research.
The MIS is a type of surgery that involves smaller incisions. It includes techniques such as laparoscopy and robotic surgery. This type provides shorter recovery time, it minimizes pain and post-trauma on patients, and more. Dr. Sabin Sanzimana, the Minister of Health, noted that the establishment of the center in Rwanda is beneficial to the whole African community.
This is something we want to see scaling from this center into hospitals. Our fellow surgeons from countries across the world coming here either to teach or to learn, but also our local surgeons, our young doctors, will be inspired and will come here to see the things of the future, of the present, that you can treat better and faster. There is no robotic center like this in our region. Even on our continent, is only one place where these are happening. So we want really to scale beyond Rwanda, but also in Rwanda quickly. We start to see this robotic surgery, precise, mini-invasive, even non-invasive surgery going on. So bringing this technology to Africa, based in Rwanda, it's a great thing.
Professor Jacques Maresso, the founder of the IRCAD Institute, points out that among the reasons that pushed them to establish the Africa Center in Kigali is because Rwanda is a country that prioritizes technology in various fields.
And why in Rwanda? But the choice was very simple. The first argument is that everybody knows in Europe that Rwanda is what we call a digital country. We all know that. So that is the first reason. The definitive reason was one, an exceptional meeting in my life, the meeting with President Kagame. I think that I have seen a visionary person. I have seen a real chief of state. And immediately he said, you will have all the support of the government. because he has understood that it was very important for Africa to also have all this new technology. Without the support that we have from the government, that would have been totally impossible.
According to the World Health Organization, 2.5 billion people around the world lack access to emergency, safe and essential surgical care. This shows the existing gap in providing these services. The construction activities of the IRCAD Africa Center began in 2019, and it is expected to be officially inaugurated on the 7th of October. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Olive, for that report. Now, on Friday, the Rwanda Institute for Conservation Agriculture, usually referred to as RICA, in partnership with the One Acre Fund Rwanda and the Howard G. Buffett Foundation, marked a significant milestone as they broke ground on their joint project, the Seed Center in Gashora, Bugesera district, that's in the Eastern Province. RICA and One Acre Fund are committed to bolstering farmer resilience and enhancing productivity. By collaborating with seed companies and nurturing a robust domestic seed sector, they aim to empower Rwandan seed companies to create top-notch improved seed varieties.
The main issues that will be resolved in terms of improving seed are improved genetics. So we want varieties that are more uniform, that have higher capability in terms of production, that are more disease resistant, drought resistant, and this center will be producing seeds like that. We also want more uniformity in seed. So we want seeds where when they come to the industry and they're purchased by farmers, they're all very high quality.
The start of the Seed Center is focused on grain crops, so maize, beans, soybean, as well as potato. But it's about more than just producing seed. It's about investing in the minds and the future of the seed industry. So a lot of the work is hands-on training for seed professionals. So we expect to see future growth in vegetable seeds, in cover crop seeds as well.
Rwanda's Minister of Agriculture and Animal Resources noted that the country needs the Seed Center in order to help it to develop the agricultural sector faster. The center will cost $20 million to set up. Moving on, members of the general public have been commending initiatives by the country's insurance companies to make known their services as part of the Insurance Week drive. Sonarwa Life has been doing just that, with the company's executives expressing how important it is for clients and others to be fully aware of the benefits its services provide.
So ending the week with a customer outreach was very deliberate. It was a deliberate choice. It allows us to get a chance to directly connect with our customers. One, to appreciate them, thank them for their trust, and to listen to their feedback. And it's also a testament to our commitment to open, I would say, a transparent communication, and it reinforces the idea that our customers are at the heart of everything that we do. And of course, selling and getting feedback on life assurance requires that you go out and meet the customers for that interaction, that relationship, the explanation of the offerings that we do in life assurance. Because this is a life product and you need to talk to the people to understand exactly what their need is, and then they're able to make choices out of the alternatives that they have.
Diana Mukundwa, Sonarwa Life's CEO, speaking to Rwanda Television about that company's Insurance Week drive. Now, clients of Koje Bank have been praising the services it provides, pointing out that the loans it has been giving them over the last 25 years since it was founded have been helping them vastly to develop. Executives at the bank have noted that the bank is now in a far better position to provide even better services after joining forces with Equity Bank. On Friday, Koje Bank concluded its Customer Week initiative with the best clients publicly acknowledged. Now to education matters. Students at TTC Mururu in Rusizi district of the Western Province are happy about the fact that teachers from Zimbabwe have been helping them to better understand and speak the English language while applying it to their studies. The teachers too are happy about the way they were received and have been enjoying their stay here in the country.
and they try to help their students here. That it's not only that, and even the ways of studying, they are really helping us. For example, here you can see that the English for the learners, it have really developed. You can see that here you can find the student who can speak English more than I do. They are here. All of those are the good deed of those Zimbabweans who have come here. Of course, I'm happy they are here because they help us in different situations.
Yes, it is a good thing. When you are in the teaching practice, for us, we make a teaching practice to the primary, and you are going to speak English in front of the student. The student, they say that, yeah, that is the good teacher, and there they are going to start to speak the little English. Good morning, how are you? That is interesting things.
I was supported by our Zimbabwean teachers from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. We were there in the main hall for the trainings. We received the different trainings, either in writing or speaking, debates, and listening too. As we are young teachers, we were guided by our teacher from Zimbabwean to teach a whole school. They are my role model in each activities. They love us as if we are their children. Apart from the classroom, they can advise you in different activities. The way they teach is equal to the way I wish to teach the young generations.
What I have learned from these colleagues from Zimbabwe is that I gained some new vocabulary from them. And the other thing I gained from them is the way they are collaborating with students, the warm-ups they give that are different from what they give here. So I learned their eager collaboration with students. Another thing, that vocabulary I gained from them. And the other thing that is more crucial that I learned, the way of integrating learners in co-curricular activities. When we are out of academic activities, they are now with students in debating sessions after classes, in playgrounds while playing volleyball, basketball, and so on. So we are learning from them.
We've seen a great change, a great improvement in the way students speak, especially. When we got here, they had problems like speaking in English. But right now, we communicate so well. Even when we meet, we greet each other in English. Even in class, when we speak, like you see when I'm talking, I speak a bit fast. You can actually see they understand what I'm saying. Okay, if they're able to speak in English, it means when we say speaking is the backbone of English, if they're able to speak, it means what they read, what they write, they'll be able to understand it. And if they're able to speak like from college, from here within the school, if they go out into the communities, they also impact the same learning to their young sisters and to the young brothers and to the community at large. Okay, I'll start with the co-teachers, the fellow teachers. They are a nice family. They are a part of family with us. When we are in the staff room, they communicate. We now communicate freely, like in English. For example, I have this young lady who joined us last year. She's a Rwandese. Or a Rwandan, I don't know. When she came, her English was not very good, but I was really impressed because we are always communicating with her. She gave a very good speech on Monday this week at assembly. Then in the community, the surrounding community, when we are talking, we use a bit of Kinyarwanda, but they also make an effort, to greet us. So we communicate. We are able to communicate using whichever language. But even the community, they also make an effort to speak in English. So I think
Are they friendly?
Very, very friendly. They are friendly, very nice, and we communicate well.
That report brings us to the end of this edition of the news. That's all we have time for. I'm glad you were able to join us, and I hope you have a great weekend ahead of you. Goodbye.